Yo,
What up, G?
what's up, big dog? How we doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Getting that meal
Dude,
prep
yeah.
in, baby.
Yeah, dude.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you just get back from the gym.
Yes, sir. Yep. I just got done with arm day. It was pretty good, pretty good. We changed up a few things. Um, so I'm pretty excited to see how this offseason goes and kind of see what size we can
Yeah.
pack on with a few of the changes we made. So
What were some of the highlights of the changes?
I like on our leg day yesterday was pretty intense. We're now doing a lot of like unilateral movements with Bulgarian split squats, single leg press.
Hey!
Yeah, bro. You must have, I don't know, put something in Brad's ear because he put that in the plan, bro. So
You're gonna be walking around with a fucking badonkadonk, bro.
it's gonna be fucking hurting like a motherfucker, but I'm
Yes, dude,
excited
it
for it.
sucks. It sucks.
It does. That leg day, and that's funny because I sent Alyssa this message and she actually sent it to Brad. But
Uh,
I typed out in the message, "What's up, Matt? How you doing, brother?"
Hey friends, continue the story. Don't let me
No,
interrupt.
no, I just want to say hello. But yeah, fucking, I was in the middle of my leg day and I snapped Alyssa and I was like, I don't think Brad wrote this fucking leg day. I'm pretty sure the devil did because it was fucking miserable. But it was something I needed. I needed that wake up call to like understand that like if I want to go to the national stage, if I want to be able to compete with the best of the best, I need to train like the best of the best and I need to put in the
uh,
work that
need to
everybody
look
else is.
like need to look like you got a BBL, bro.
Yeah, I gotta build this ass, bro. Because I got nothing. I got nothing, no calves, no glutes, bro. I got no fucking calves or glutes. My quads are all right. My hamstrings are thick, but man, my fucking ass is not there. So we're
Matt
working on
watched
it.
me
All
fucking
right.
suffer on my leg day.
Oh yeah, I got a good video of Ayden doing his Bulgarians. It was great.
Hell yeah.
I was
You'll have
just like
to
sitting on the bench in front of him, like in a selfie video, and I
have
recorded for like 15 seconds, like after he stopped the set. And he's just like keeling over, just like, oh my God.
like dying.
Yeah, it's excellent.
I love it, man. I love it. That's what it's all about though, man. And like that's what's been so fun to start out this growth phase is like it's not it's nothing new. You know what I mean? Like that's the big thing. It's nothing new. We're all still training. It's all still intentional, but it's just something different about the mindset. You know what I mean? Like mindset's everything when
Mhm.
you go into training. And before I was kind of just checking the boxes, getting through it. Now there's a new training split, there's more calories to work with, there's, all kinds of things that are different now with the bulk that makes it just that much more, I don't know, intensified, I guess is the right word.
Yeah, I get that, bro. Dude, I had to hit my push day at Anytime Fitness today. I was so pissed.
Yeah, anytime is it's a drag sometimes, man. I
It
used to
pissed
be
me
that
off.
used to be like my sole gym, so I feel the pain.
Dude, I don't even mind it. The thing is, this one's just so small. And like, I hate angled Smith machines so much, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain.
It certainly
Yeah.
can be, especially if you're used to the straight ones, right?
Yeah.
Besides,
Yeah.
besides
But
X
I
ones are
mean, you
superior.
can get a good lift in anywhere.
Accurate,
Yes. Yes, you can.
100%.
You
Yeah.
can you can make it work. So, speaking of which, Matt, how was your workout today, brother?
It was just fine. So it's part of the new training phase. So it was I typically don't train on Thursdays, but so the split right now is Monday, Tuesday, rest, Thursday, Friday, rest, rest.
Okay.
So it's 4 times a week, and then this is my second upper body day for the week. So it was chest, shoulders, tries. So it's pretty solid, not too bad.
Yeah, that's all. Can you guys hear Ruby's getting that bone or no? Okay,
Nah,
cool. Just
fam,
making
you're
sure you
good.
guys didn't pick it up or not. But yeah, man, that's
Uh-uh.
fun. I know whenever we talked in the gym, you were saying like adjusting to this 4 day split. It's definitely previous years you may have looked at it differently, but now understanding like, the target that you guys are going after, like the growth you guys put on this offseason was insane. So now kind of taking a step back, go into health phase, maintenance, kind of hold for a minute. It's probably a nice little switch up for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, kind of like you said, what we talked about. As a younger Matt, I would have been like, no, dude, I can't take 3 days off a week at the gym. Like I gotta go. But
Yeah.
once you understand more of the journey, right, and how recovery is just as important in order to fuel training performance down the line, like a longer term, like recovery phase, I guess you could say.
Right.
It's quite important. And in my previous years, I probably wouldn't have been okay with that, but I would, I'm not one to like excessively talk about the work I'm putting in or like say how hard I'm working because I think people tell you how hard you work, right? Like if
Yeah,
you tell
yeah.
people, it seems like a little disingenuous, I guess. But I mean, at least in my own opinion, like trying to be as objective as possible. I feel like this
Hmm.
18-week growth phase that I just went through, I feel as if I did train probably the hardest I have, or at least
Hmm.
pretty high up there consistently. And it was the first real time I gave like a progressive overload, like and performance tracking a real go for like a full push and was really serious and dedicated about hitting those numbers. And I sent my top sets of my leg exercises to Tyler every week,
Yep.
which, in terms of sending the leg videos and then also tracking the performance, like he will see if the performance isn't going up. So
Yeah.
I think a couple of those variables really help push the growth, but I feel like I'm tangenting a little bit.
No,
Kind of
no,
tie it back around. I
I had
feel
a
like
question for you,
yeah, hit me.
actually. So with that growth phase and like kind of being that much more like dedicated to tracking everything, do you feel like that was the big indicator for you with your growth this off season? Because I will say, and like this is me not blowing up smoke up your ass or anything, like this is just straight up how I'm seeing it. You've grown a ton this off season, especially in the leg department. And it was only, what'd you say, 18? What was it, 18 or 20 plus weeks? What was it?
18. Yeah, from start to finish.
18 weeks to grow the amount that you did is pretty remarkable. So I mean, what would you credit that to? Would you credit that? I know obviously Tyler, I'm sure that's a big portion of it, but as far as like your philosophy, what changed this offseason for you to make that maximum growth with how long you've been doing this for?
Well, I really think that was, yeah, kind of like aforementioned, kind of what I said in the sense of having Tyler to send those leg videos to and then tracking performance and making that the number one priority of either pushing up weight or reps, basically. And even if it's like I got to the point where I was just adding like 2.5 pounds, or if I was getting
Yeah.
one rep a week, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going up every week. Like that doesn't typically happen in that sense. But I feel like that was probably the number one thing that did uh drive the results the way they did. And then I feel as
Hmm.
if Tyler handled my nutrition very well too. Like I've in the past, a lot of it was like, hey man, like I'm barely getting the meals down. And it was like, eat more. Or it was like
Yeah,
up the
just shoving
protein
more.
or have more cheat meals. Where like in this sense, I really didn't have a time where like I felt like sick to my stomach at all. Like I was typically ready to eat by meal times. And when I would tell like Tyler my appetite levels and my digestion, everything, he would be like, if I said like, hey man, like I could probably handle like a little bit more, we would
Hmm.
maybe add a little bit more. He'd be like, "No, we're good for this week." Or I'd say like something along the lines of like, "I'm pushing it kind of to the max." He'd be like, "We don't need to add food." So
Yeah.
like not making me eat till I'm sick, and then on top of the training performance and sending those videos and tracking everything, I think was likely the biggest difference. And I did pay a lot of attention to my recovery as well. And
Hmm.
then on top of, not making me eat until I'm sick and gaining unnecessary body fat because I feel like I perform better at the leaner body weight that I am.
Yeah.
And if I can tie it all around here, based on all of that and like how hard I did push myself, like I do feel as if I'm quite like a little bit beat up or just I was getting like tired in general. Like
Yeah.
even after 8 hours of sleep, you'd wake up kind of like,
Yeah. Like
I
like
think the
dragging
little
through.
we're only planning on running the 4-day training phase for like 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think that'll
Kind of
be like
recover.
yeah, I think that'll be like a perfect amount of time to like rest up a little bit. And like I kind of pulled my hammy a little bit one day and like my shoulder
Mm.
kind of was bothering me a little bit here and there. So like it was the right time to end it. And I think a lot of the growth that came about was from pushing that training performance the way that we did.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
it definitely showed with your results, and I think that there's something to be said about listening to the body. And I think that's exactly what you and Tyler are doing, like you're saying a little bit of aches here and there, that's perfect time to be like, all right, well, we've maxed the heck out of this growth phase. We've gotten great results. Now we can look into like a little health phase, recover a little bit, get the body primed and ready for either another growth phase or a prep, depending on where you're at. Obviously, it just kind of depends on who you are and what you have going on. But I think that that's definitely kind of a tall tale sign of trying to keep progress steady.
I would
Yeah.
agree.
And like it does end up being one of those things of the law of diminishing returns, right? You can
Yeah.
continue pushing an off season for 25, 30, 35 weeks,
Yeah.
but if your body isn't responding, there is a point where you reach a stagnation on the level of body fat you have, right?
Mhm.
Where you're no longer at an optimal range to gain lean muscle right now.
Yeah.
But there's things like if you stay lean enough throughout that period of time, you're probably good, right?
Yeah.
But realistically speaking, if you're getting beat up and everything, there's no reason to keep pushing, right?
Yeah.
The calendar year is so long.
Very,
Mm.
very long. Yeah, and there's
Yeah.
so much opportunity for growth, and sometimes I hate to say this because I it's hit me before and it sucks, but sometimes it's just a matter of knowing when the right time to truly go and grow is. And sometimes it like you want to grow or you want to go into a cut or a prep or whatever it might be, and life just isn't corresponding with that. You know what I mean? Like whether it's injury or whether it's family related, financially related, whatever it might be, there's times and places to do certain things in this life, especially with bodybuilding. Like it's very strategic in every facet. So there's times and places you have to understand, like, don't force it. You know what I mean? Don't push yourself to the most extremes just to try to get this result that's ultimately going to cost you, like it could cost you months, you know what I mean, depending on if you're pushing to injury. So
Yeah.
This is where bodybuilding correlates with life too, like
good saving.
there, yeah,
I see.
eventually there's a period of time, right? There's a period of growth and a period of learning and a period of rest. If you continuously push yourself way too hard, right? It's actually called the polyvagal theory. It's a psychological theory, right? You can continue that hustle grind set, like a mindset attitude for as
Yeah.
long as you want, right? But eventually it's going to start overlapping with that law of diminishing returns, right?
Yeah.
So it just becomes one of those things where you have to be smart and you have to understand that rest is okay.
Yeah,
It's
no,
okay
rest
not to
rest is
always
actually where you're going to grow
push
the
on the
most.
pedal.
A lot of people don't realize
Yes.
rest where you're going to grow the most. And I mean, I'm not perfect either. Sometimes my sleep's not always on or whatever it might be. Like
Yeah.
we all have our own seasons of life where it comes easier than others. But at the end of the day, like you have to understand where what your limits are. And I
Yeah.
think that.
Auto regulation, baby. Always got to listen to that body.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like the thing is like I wanted to grow 16 weeks ago, to be quite frank with you. But Brad and I looked at my physique and we were like, okay, we got to get some fat off, or else this is going to be a pointless growth phase for you because you're not going to put on the
Yeah.
muscle that you want to. So
And even if you do, you're going to have so much body fat that you're going to have to diet so
so
hard
hard.
going into when you're going into a dieting phase.
Exactly. And that's just something that we just weren't willing to do. And I think for Matt's case, that directly applies to, like you were saying, like a little bit of aches here and there with the shoulder, with the hamstring, whatever it might be. Like it's just time to like, hey, like take our ball and go home because at the end of the day, like you won that game. You know what I mean? Like what's the point of trying to run up the score and try to get a little bit more, another whatever it might be, like another couple pounds of growth when at the end of the day, like, hey, like we got our score, we got what we wanted. Like, let's go ahead, shut it down, recoup, and then we'll reevaluate.
Mm-hmm.
Like blackjack, fam.
Straight
Just
Mm-hmm.
walk
up,
away,
straight
dude.
up. You know when to
You may
hold
have
them.
lost like one hand and been like, all right, now, nope, I'm done. We're good. We're walking away. That's
Yeah,
what you
walk it
need to
away.
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah, poker and blackjack,
Which
baby. Just
which
like
I'm not a
bodybuilding.
good person. I'm not a good person to talk about gambling because of roulette. I'll just keep playing no matter what, no
You're
matter
like,
how
if it's
far.
not black, it's got to be black this time around.
Yeah, I'll be up $200 and I'll be like, nah, let's keep going.
We should get a
You're on a
bull.
heater, bro.
We gotta get a keep working podcast, a little casino run going or something. That'd be fun.
Oh God.
I'm down, except I have to leave my wallet in the car and just bring in a set amount of cash.
I'm in the same
Yeah, I have
boat,
to do the
bro.
same thing.
Telling you. All right, boys. Well, the week is here where we are officially giving our predictions for the Tampa Pro. What I'm going to do, by the way, boys, is probably going to edit this like fairly soon, like maybe even tonight and drop it tomorrow, since the Tampa Pro is literally Saturday.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
So I don't know what we want to do about the cozy cast. We'll decide. Maybe people in the comments can decide if you guys want to see the cozy cast. Because if so, then we'll post it. If not, then we'll see. But
Because Cozy
regardless,
Cast is goaded.
the cozy cast is goaded. I feel
I
like
loved
I
it.
wasn't the best host of the cozy
Dude, you were
cast.
fine. You were great. I had so much fun.
I had a good time. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, it was a good time. But going through the lineup here, the Tampa Pro. What's up, guys? It's Isaiah here with Anomalix. Please go ahead and drop a like, comment, subscribe on the video. I greatly appreciate it, as well as share with your friends and family as we're trying to grow the Keep Working podcast. But I wanted to get on here and show you guys a couple of the awesome products they have here at Anomalix now that I'm partnered with them, where you can use code Isaiah at checkout to save on some great products. So first and foremost, they have the EAAs. These are great for intra workout as well as just trying to stay hydrated on a hot summer day, which, as you guys know, here in Indiana, it gets pretty toasty during the summer. We have pump products where if you don't want to use that caffeine, you want to kind of keep it a very clean, great pre-workout to use. Pump is fantastic, as well as the pre-workout they have here, both in Rocket Pop flavor. The flavor is phenomenal. Pre-workout has about 300 milligrams of caffeine in it, and it really sparks ignition really for you to get going during your training days, as well as recovery with the creatine monohydrate, a very clean, clinically based formula for you and your gains. Again, code Isaiah at checkout can save you money. Please drop a like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. And thank you again so much for watching the Keep Working podcast. Now let's get you back to the video. This is the official lineup of guys. Big names, of course, are Nick Walker. You have Joe Palacios, James Hollingshead, Charles Griffin, Patrick Moore, Tim Budesheim, Kennedy, Colossus Ken. And after that, it kind of gets some minuscule names. Manson's, he's really good. I've seen him a couple times. And then we have some guys that I'm not super familiar with here. These look like just kind of local USA guys. Big dudes, big dudes. They're all pros, they're all great, but they're not as big, the big names like Nick Walker and Joe.
Yeah. Because, I mean, Nick's just a colossal name. Literally everybody that knows bodybuilding knows Nick Walker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Walter Martin. I didn't realize he's working with Milos. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah. Outside of that, that's pretty much those are the main guys. Top five being Colossus Ken, Tim Budesheim, Patrick Moore, Charles Griffin, James Hollingshead. That's more than five. Joe and Nick. Gonna be a hell of a show, man. Very, very excited to see what Nick and Prob put together. This will be their first true peak and prep together, and this is Nick's update about 8 hours ago. Crazy, man. Um, it's really hard for me to see any scenario where this guy doesn't pull out a win. I've been kind of preaching the Joe Palacios train, but the more and more updates we've gotten from Nick, the more and more it's difficult for me to give anybody else a chance.
He's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
That about
straight
sums it
up.
up.
Yes, straight up. That's the one sentence we could say about Nick and just feel confident about. I mean, he's just ridiculous, man. I mean, the amount of muscle on this guy, the condition that they bring, the shape, like it's one and done. I mean, there's not many people like this.
Not really, man.
And that's like in the history of bodybuilding. Not many people can say like they've had this much muscle mass and this freaky of a look.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Nick
Yeah,
is or
be
go ahead,
interested to
Matt.
see how he looks on stage. That'll be very interesting with the new coach.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very interested. I think that this is going to be a fairly similar package to the Arnold Classic, and I think that we're on pace to see one of the best Knicks again. It's going to be hard to beat that Arnold Classic look. I'm not going to lie to you. I think that that was one of his better looks of all time. It's going to be very difficult to beat a look like that.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, I do think that if anyone's going to be able to beat a previous mark like that, it would be Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, the fact that this guy's beyond dedicated to the sport, he does everything in his power to bring the best package. And I think it's gonna be pretty hard to beat Nick here. I'm trying to go to the Arnold Classic, see if there's
Post
any.
a lot of content.
Yeah, it is. Here's okay. Here's the big three from the 2026 Arnold. I mean, this package here was just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abs etched out.
He just lives and breathes it, dude. Like that's all. That's like all he likes to do. And then he
Straight
just
up.
like watches a lot of movies and shit like that, which I think it sounds like the life. I'm not gonna lie.
It does. It does sound like the life, man. I mean, man, he is gnarly. So you got Nick. He's probably the obviously the main draw. And then going from Nick, we've seen no updates of Big Joe. Where is the Tampa Pro? There we go. Big Joe's given like no little to no updates as of late. Let's see if his story has anything. I mean, this is just him talking. Some steps, his meals.
He's trying to
He
make it a surprise.
he is. And I think, I don't think there's anything wrong to that. I think that it's gonna be it's gonna be very difficult for him to knock off somebody like Nick. I know a lot of people think that there's a possibility just because of the size, and I was even one of those guys up until we stopped seeing updates from him. If he consistently posted updates, so I had an idea what we were looking like, I probably would be a bit more optimistic. But um, I mean,
You ain't
Joe's
got them. Yeah.
yeah, he hasn't posted anything, and it's definitely made me a little hesitant to give him anything really within that top. I mean, even top two. I mean, I don't know. Do you think that Joe has the possibility of beating James, who's coming off of some of the better looks that he's ever had?
I don't know.
That's the thing is like we haven't seen him that much and next to that many guys, so
Yeah.
like
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, this is Texas Pro last year. Great look. He really stepped on the scene with that. But then you got James, who has been
He's just
absolutely
dense, bro.
dense, so dense, and the best look that we've seen from him in a long while was at the China Pro.
Yeah, he
And
looked
that was
ridiculous.
debatable. His loss at the China was very debatable. I'm not really going to get into that all that much. I think that, that's the judges made their decision. I'm sure they'll come out with a recap video. But this was the best James I've ever seen personally.
Mhm. His beard is killing me, bro. It's so big.
It is so big. It's a thick bush, man.
What?
You heard it. You heard
Way big.
it. Pause. But no, I mean this is gnarly, man.
100% British beef, dog.
Straight up. James he's bringing it, man. I don't think that he's here to play. As this is check-ins. Oh, 4 hours ago. So yeah, they're all checked in.
I'd
They're in
love to see
Tampa.
him. I'd love to see him. I mean, he's not going to pull out a win over Nick, but I'd love to see him in that. If he got second, I think that'd be so sick.
Or would.
I think it's a real possibility. We'll be doing our predictions here, so I'm very interested to see where you guys place these people, place these great gentlemen. But
Mhm.
um, yeah,
I like
Charles,
Charles' physique too, but
big fan, big fan.
I
I
will say
think
that the pec tear did not help him, unfortunately.
I agree.
Absolutely not.
I agree.
Per usual.
It's
I mean,
gotta
the
be,
legs are full. He's
if you
got
live by
great,
the sword, you gotta be willing to die by the sword.
as a wise man once said.
I dare say.
I think that Charles, I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think his pecs just aren't. I don't know. They're just really. It's hard to be up to par. Like this is the side chest, and I'm assuming fully flexed. It doesn't look like maybe not all the way locked in, but I mean that chest isn't quite as dense or thick as Nick's, Joe's, or James. So it's gonna be hard for me to believe that Charles is gonna be able to knock off any of those three guys. But
How how old is Charles again? Because I feel like he's a little bit older too.
I want to
I think
say
he's in his at least close to 40, I believe.
close to it, close
Yeah.
to it. If not, definitely late 30s, definitely
Oh,
late
Yeah,
30s.
1000%. Yeah, yeah, in
because
that
he's been
range.
around, right?
Yeah, those were the latest updates we got from him. The ones I just went through. This was a week ago.
Gnarly though, right?
Yeah,
Like that's
great
that arm is
physique.
killer.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, you can't beat that tricep and that delt, man. It's
Shoulder
just
too. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
the guy's peeled.
Nutty.
this was a week ago. A little video, so he's holding well. There's Charles. Um, Nick Strength and Power posted about not Charles, Patrick Moore. And supposedly he got an update from Patrick Moore that looks really, really good. It's still gonna be pretty hard for him to beat these top guys, but
Yeah.
supposedly he got an update that was pretty killer. This is just a video of him talking. I don't think we're gonna see much physique updates here. So he's another one that hasn't posted much of any physique updates. This was 5 weeks ago, very grainy photo. Can't really take much of it. Five again, 5 weeks
If he
ago.
comes in like really on point, I I bet you he could compare decently well with James because his shape is a lot better than James is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
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 If he's
But
on point, I could agree.
that heavily depends on how he shows up, right? Like he needs
Yeah.
to be perfect, in my opinion.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. Like he needs to be full diced, like dugout glutes. He needs to have it all to be able to knock off a James, in my opinion.
All the
Yeah.
bodybuilding adjectives,
Every
Hmm.
bodybuilding adjective known to man.
crisp, full, hard, dry,
Dry, hard.
hard.
Grainy.
Yeah.
He needs to have it all. And we've yet to see that out of Patrick, So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see where he ends up here. Tim Budashine, let's see if we got any updates of him in the States.
He's a big dude too, bro.
He is.
He's
This is
huge.
2 days ago. 2 days ago, he's in the States. I don't like how he's hitting this front double. I can't lie.
Yeah, his torso's a little too wide for that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
That's big.
He's big, man. I
Big
think
ass
his
dude.
I don't know. I think it's just because we're comparing with such like high level talent at this show. I just don't think his legs are up to par to compete with some of these guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Great legs, great physique, but again, I with the talent that's here, I just don't think that he'll be able to crack that top four, top three.
Hmm.
Great chest though, big arms. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Tim ends up, and then is there one more guy that we recognize? Kennedy, duh, yeah.
Losses can.
Colossus Kim, man. Really a wild card. True wild card here, man.
I would agree.
We just don't know what to expect because he's also not dropped as many updates. I mean,
Hmm.
even this is a day ago, but I don't even know if this is like truly a day ago.
I doubt it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like we'd be if this is the case, then we're probably not going to get the best Ken, and I think that we might be looking at him being the bottom of the pack. But I find it hard to believe. I think that image up here is more representation of this being 5 weeks ago. I think that's within
Yeah.
the same conditioning.
Hmm.
So this was 5 weeks ago. So he's got to be sharper, you know?
One would hope.
Yeah, like we would hope
Yeah,
so.
he probably is.
This is just a video there, but no, Ken's gonna be a fun one to see. Let's see if we have anybody else that we want to cover going into this. Um, we'll go ahead and cover Manson's if there's any. Yeah, he's got an Instagram here. See if he's got any updates that aren't freaky gym lighting. Little narrow in the back.
Yeah.
He looks
Diced.
good. He's got to fill out more though, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he looks peeled.
Yeah. He's aesthetic, man. I mean, those killer arms, great chest, small waist. Um, again, with it's tough because this physique would possibly be like a breakout physique last year, in this type of lineup where he possibly could fall and find himself within like top three, top four. But with the lineup being so deep this year, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard for him to crack that.
Yeah. Agreed.
100%.
This was him at the Italy Pro. He was compared next to James, and so
Oh,
he
that's
was
not too bad.
yeah, he actually looks way much better in this. So maybe he's really flat in
Yeah.
the images before.
Hmm.
Or just didn't display how truly big the guy was.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you compare this back to James, I mean, definitely not as wide as James, but he's faring well.
Yeah.
I thought his legs looked a little small in those updates, and these side by side shots, he's not really giving up much size.
That looks good, bro. And he's
Yeah,
only 31, and like I feel as if not everyone gets like not everyone develops at the same rate, right? And some people
yeah,
get into bodybuilding later, so like he could continue to improve quite a bit,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Potentially.
definitely. Definitely. I agree. Yeah, this will be interesting. He might be a sneaky top five
He just
potentially.
might.
He looks good. Let's see if we got anybody else. This guy, I think, did the Italy Pro as well, looks like. I don't think he was a first call out guy though. Wide back.
Oh yeah.
Gotta hit him with the black and white.
Yep,
For real.
got to.
At least one every single time.
Shit, I posted a black and white yesterday too.
I did. Hey, I did not too long ago either, brother. Tis the
I'm like, yeah,
season,
dude,
right?
this looks sick.
Yeah, man. That is pretty much our Tampa Pro. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna pull up the list here and then go ahead and pull up our
Pull
prediction
up the sheet.
page. Pull up the
The
sheet,
shrimp.
baby.
The sheet.
This will be the first time the sheet's been out since like it feels like since like the Arnold Classic, damn near.
It's been a little bit.
It's been a little while, yeah. Let me go ahead and copy here. Sorry, boys. Let me get this all set.
Right, you're chilling.
I have, let's do top eight.
You know, today on my Instagram story, I asked people like what their why was.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me a little bit about that. I actually really enjoyed seeing that post.
Well, I'm just kind of because like I've been thinking about my why.
Hmm.
Like after, like I know what the reason was for starting bodybuilding, everything, right? Like I understand the why when I was younger, but like after doing it for so long, it's kind of and it's not like I'm asking myself like why am I still doing this
No, no.
in a negative way, but because like I still feel compelled to compete and improve and bodybuild, but like why do I enjoy this or why do I feel compelled to do this is
Yeah,
more
it's
what I'm
self-reflection.
asking.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I don't think I can fully like articulate how or like what my why truly is. It's something I've been like working on and thinking about. So I wanted to see what other people thought.
Hmm.
Well, I think that before we give our predictions, do you want to do you know your why, Matt? Or are you still trying to kind of
Now it's too
No,
deep.
you said no.
Like
I
I'm still
uh
thinking, bro.
I don't it's kind of funny that you bring that up. And I should have responded to your Instagram story, which I might still. But
He's still
I
up 20
think
like 20 hours or
I
something.
got 20 hours. Yeah, I'm good.
Do
But
it right now.
yeah,
Do
I'm about to
it.
say
Screen
here's
share and write it.
straight up, this is my why, and I think that it's changed just due to life events, obviously getting married, and just different priorities becoming more prevalent. I feel like my big why is as of late, I've done some self-reflecting and I've kind of looked back on like what I've done in the past bodybuilding wise and what I'm trying to do going forward. And my big why now is that I don't want to let down the people that care and support and love me the most and give all this effort, time, energy, understanding, like everything that I could ever ask for, but within my wife, within my family, my friends, my coach, everybody, you guys, even like everybody devotes so much energy and like understanding to like, oh, Isaiah's in prep, like that's why he's not doing this or Isaiah's doing that. So like who am I to like go off plan or to skip a workout or to not give my full effort to this when I have so many people that love and care about me and want to see me succeed. Even coworkers. I mean, I have one of my good buddies, Brahm, shout out to Brahm. He messages me consistently, just like checking in, seeing how things are going with bodybuilding. And he a little running joke that we have is to stay off the muffins, because I like muffins a big time. Like I've always strayed off my
Fire.
off season. And that's something that with this off season starting and like as of the recomp and everything as of late, he's been consistently like, hey man, like stay off the muffins. And it's just like a little inside joke, but it's also a reminder of like why would I go off plan and not give everything I have to this when I have so many people that care about me and want to see me succeed in this as well. So I think that my why has expanded from I just liked watching my physique progress to I have a lot of people that care about me and want to see me truly do this the right way. So why would I not give it everything that I have?
That's nice. I like that.
And obviously, I think that the forefront of that is of course Alyssa. She's devoted so much time and energy to this and has given so much patience and understanding and listened to my crash outs, like supported me through my crash outs during the last prep and just everything that's came along with having a bodybuilding of a partner. And she's been absolutely killer in all this. So I feel like I owe it to her, especially this year in this off season, to give it everything I have to not let her down because she's devoted a lot of time, energy, and passion and love and understanding to this and patience with me. It's disrespectful for me to go fuck off plan, and to like just not really care what other people are doing or think. I want to truly embrace everything that is with this bodybuilding, get my steps, make sure my meals are on point, don't eat off plan, get my training done, make sure I'm giving it everything I have with my training because at the end of the day, and this ring's obviously a great reminder, I have somebody at home that is devoting a lot of time, energy, and effort and patience and understanding to me and my development in this.
Yeah,
So that's my why. But
that's awesome.
I feel like that's a big like gratitude mindset, right? Because
Mhm.
like it's
very
very much
grateful.
because like you said, like when you do decide to venture into bodybuilding, it's a very what's the word I'm looking for? I mean, I don't mean to say this in like a negative way, but it's a very selfish thing in a sense,
It
right?
is.
Because like your days are very much revolved around you. Like you need X amount
Mm-hmm.
of sleep, you need to eat at these different times, you need to train at this different time.
Mm-hmm.
And that schedule really doesn't change. And to
Ever.
find supporting friends, family, a loved one, like a partner that are all understanding of that and all very supportive, like it's not like the most common thing, right? Like I
No.
know of a lot of people whose families aren't like horribly supportive of bodybuilding, and even my family was a little hesitant at first, but now they're super into it, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
it can be a little bit of like a more lonely road, I guess to say. So
Definitely.
like if you're able to find people that you can keep around you while you're pursuing that, it's a very special thing, and it sounds like you're very grateful for it. And that
Very,
was
very grateful,
kind of the
man.
point of all of it, I guess.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no, I agree completely, and that's one thing that I'm trying to show my gratitude much more because I mean I always try to show my gratitude, although sometimes I do feel like I fail at that in that sense. But I think that the big thing that I want to acknowledge is just the people that support me to get me to this point. Like it's been a hell of a 6 to 7 years that I've been bodybuilding at this point. I think it's been six years total, but it's been 6 years that I've been bodybuilding now, and it's it's been a lot, what I mean, between friends and family, and then like realizing my whole life's changed, like it's no longer like, hey, do you want to go get a meal? It's like, or do you want to go out to dinner? Do you want to go get lunch? Do you want to go do this or that? Like it's now all revolved around bodybuilding where it's like, oh, I can't go, I can go out with you guys, I'm gonna bring my meal prep, or like I'll go over to the family dinner or whatever, but I'm gonna bring my Tupperware, like whatever it might be. Or in prep, sometimes you just straight up don't want to. I'll be quite frank, and I'm sure you guys are in the same boat. Sometimes in prep, like we get invited to these family dinners or we go to these like family events, and it's like, man,
Yep.
I'd rather sit at home and rot than, than to go do much of anything because I'm just so exhausted from the cardio, the low calories, the work because we all work, we all still work full-time jobs, so it's not like
Hmm.
we're doing nothing. And then on top of that, you're now doing a bodybuilding prep, so it's just sometimes it takes a lot of understanding from those around you to be like, oh, well, he's currently going through it. So like we'll support him through it. We understand and that's just is what it is. And to have people like that is a blessing. So that's my why. I want to do it for the people that support me and that show me love and consistently be there for me in the hard times. So yeah, that's my why. I think that that's been more evident as of late, probably just due to the, getting married and kind of getting life a bit more settled, having a true home, like it's a different stage of life that we're entering that I'm very, very grateful for.
Hmm.
It's a good answer. See,
It
and
is.
I don't feel like I can compact mine into a solid answer because like I have a lot of reasons, but like an overarching why, I'm still trying to wrap my head around what
Mhm.
exactly it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why,
Mm.
what are some of the reasons?
Um, I mean, one, like, I want to be proud of the man that I am.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I always wanted to be kind of great at something as well. And that was important to me when I was like first getting started. And because I remember like when I was a teenager, I thought my friends were like the coolest dudes ever. Like they were all tall, they were all on the football team. They all got the girls. I was like, and they were like, so like when I don't know, when we were out and about and like a parent would ask them, "Oh, what sport do you play?" They'd be like, "I play football." And it's like, yeah, they fucking play football and it's sick.
Yeah.
And like I didn't. Like I was a runner at the time, which I was quite good at, but I didn't like it. And
Yeah.
Hmm.
it made me feel like a loser to be like, yeah, I'm a runner. Like, and I know some people are all into running and they think it's the coolest thing ever, but like at the time I wasn't proud of that, right? So that was
Yeah.
kind of something like all my friends are really good at something. Like I want to be really good at something. And that just it never really stopped once I kind of found it, I was like, this is my thing. And like this is
Hmm.
what I'm gonna go for. And then past that, there wasn't a lot of thought even into like, am I gonna compete? Like there was no thought to it. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna bodybuild, I'm gonna compete, and that's what it is. And
Yeah.
like I didn't really like question it for the very longest time or even ask myself, why do I want to do this? I just did it.
Yeah.
I mean, like I obviously enjoy the process, so that's part of it, but the real underlying answer I feel like still eludes me to a sense. I feel like the being proud of yourself and the man you are, I feel like that's a big one. And
Yeah.
I feel as if bodybuilding has helped me do so in a sense. Um, but I'm still not entirely sure. We're still thinking on that one,
Hell yeah.
Hmm.
contemplating the thinker.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Aiden,
Hmm.
do you know your why?
Um, I I think I evolved a mindset during like I don't remember I know I just did my first bodybuilding show because I got a hit of motivation because my friend did it and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going into prep, right?" So,
Hmm.
did that. Absolutely suffered my fucking ass off in my first prep. Like 1400 calories suffering.
Oh man, yeah.
I liked it. I liked it.
You're like over
Uh,
here describing like absolute misery, and you're like, I actually enjoyed that shit.
I fucking loved it. And I loved the entire process. I went through a breakup during the period of my first prep.
Hmm.
And then I found like this ridiculous sense of purpose within bodybuilding. It evolved into a sense of purpose for helping others when it came to either developing their physiques or just being fit in general,
Yeah.
and being healthier. And then, as well as that, I find that bodybuilding is a vessel to do the hard things so that in life, when hard things pop up, they feel less difficult to get past because you know you have a folder of self evidence that you are who you say you are, right?
Uh-huh.
You know that you can do hard things. So paying a bill isn't nearly as hard.
Hmm.
Deciding to go to grad school after 5 years of being out of school isn't as hard, right? For
Hmm.
somebody that's afraid of quitting their job because they want to be an online coach, it's not as hard. They've already done hard things. The risk tolerance is higher because of the fact that they know they're not going to die, right? It's just a
Yeah.
risk.
It's a risk. Yeah.
Um, because like human beings we've grown from using our mind to keep us alive, being adaptable, right? Worrying and being anxious about things like a bear coming to attack us or a lion coming to attack us. And nowadays, we're more afraid of posting something on social media and it not being well received
Hmm.
or a text not being read the correct way and someone being upset at you. So,
Yeah.
having the ability to realize that some of that anxiety is misplaced and you can do hard things.
Hmm.
I feel like bodybuilding is a beautiful metaphor for life in that way, creating the folder of self evidence. Because before, I was just a pudgy little fucking, I literally did not do anything hard. Like if I could get past stuff by shortcutting it, I would.
Mm.
Now I just try to find the correct path that's going to allow me the most learning and growth. And then from there, I'll just take it, even if it's a punch to the fucking chin, right?
Yeah.
And as well with that, Isaiah, your point also resonates. I feel like bodybuilding is something that teaches you who the real people around you are.
Big
Because you
time.
will be shamed and you will lose people because
Oh
you're
yeah.
doing something that's hard and they will not agree with it because sometimes insecurity overrides their thinking and they will think that you are crazy and that you are stupid because you are doing something that doesn't make sense. If you don't drink with them, they'll make fun of you. They'll tell you that they don't want to
Hmm.
hang out with you.
Rationalization,
Just
man.
want
I mean, people
exactly.
rationalize whatever is like their normal, you know. And it's fun. It's
Exactly.
funny because you say like, "Oh, I'm a bodybuilder," or like I, whatever it might be. I go to the gym how many ever days a week, or like I'm in a cut, I'm in a diet, I'm in a prep, whatever it might be. You almost get like scoffed at sometimes because it's just like, "Oh, okay, like got it." Like you're just some people label you as a hard ass, some people label you as just idiotic, just straight up idiotic. Like some people just genuinely don't understand, and it's something that you have to kind of break down for them. There's multiple different things that bodybuilding can be correlated to, and I think that it's one thing that people might struggle with is like rationalization of like understanding the why of like why we're doing it and the overall goal of it. And I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like you're choosing to do something hard so you can grow through it, so you can become a bit bigger, better individual, not figuratively or literally, like in every fashion. I mean, mentally it's challenging, physically it's challenging, spiritually it can be challenging. So I think that going through a bodybuilding prep or going through a very difficult transformation carries you much further than you would think.
Hmm.
So,
And
great point.
going along with that point, being kind of scoffed at, people will literally look at you more normal if you're an alcoholic, like a straight up
Mhm.
alcoholic, than they will if you walk into a dinner party with a Tupperware full of your own meal. And I
That's
think that's the most ridiculous stereotype there is, right?
straight up.
So focusing on your
It's
health is a
more
bad thing.
it's more normal to order a beer, order a drink at a dinner than it is to like get the healthy option or to bring your
Yeah.
own meal. I
Get a
think that
chicken
that's
breast, get a chicken breast in the salad.
yeah, right. It's just
I
crazy.
get the freaking club soda with ice at my family weddings because they give me so much shit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Regardless, but I wanted to say, Aiden, that was an excellent answer.
yeah.
That was really, really on
Deep.
point. And like
Yeah.
that is a lot of something that I think about. And like I'm gonna go a little nerd here, but
Hmm.
like I've read a couple of mangas where they talk about a true warrior doesn't need a sword, or like it's beyond like invincible is just a word, or something along those lines, where like and kind of how you said it's a metaphor for doing hard things. I
Hmm.
feel as if you don't ever, if you're a bodybuilder, I've thought about this. I might be a little on the deep end here, but
Mhm.
like I feel as if you're a true bodybuilder, you don't have to compete or actually be a bodybuilder like in season to live the way of a bodybuilder, right? Like you said,
Mhm.
you're doing hard things, you're disciplined, you're time managing things, like you're
Mhm.
serious about whatever goal or passion you're heading towards. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't want people walking around saying they're bodybuilders when they've never competed. I feel
That's
like
what I
that
was about to
I
ask
feel
you.
like that's a little bit of stolen valor, but you can
That's
still like live like a bodybuilder
Mm.
past. I've thought about this because getting to 30, I know I'm still relatively young, but getting to 30, I mean, in all essence, I'd probably be lucky if I was still doing this 10 years from now, like when I'm 40. And
Mm.
I'd be lucky if I think I would be a little bit lucky if I was still like improving at that age. So like
Hmm.
knowing that there will be an ending of my career here at some point, like that's not something I ever thought about when I was 25, 26.
Right.
Knowing that like at some point in time I will have to like hang up the trunks. Having done it
Mhm.
for so long, like I imagine I'll be quite sad, but I'm still going to live in a certain type of way, right? Like I'm still going to be very disciplined with whatever nutrition I'm having at the time. Like I'm not just
Mhm.
none of those traits aren't just gonna fall off, right? Like you're not just gonna
No,
turn into
no.
like a lazy fat piece of shit.
No,
No.
So like
no. I don't think
I
that
feel
that's
like it's
possible
it's
after doing
more than
this.
that. Like you said, like you learn the ability to deal with the hard things, and you learn the ability to go through life and live life in a certain fashion. And I
Hmm.
think that's using it as a metaphor for life is truly like very on point in my opinion.
And I just think
Definitely.
that everybody should live with the sense of purpose, right? It doesn't have to be bodybuilding,
No,
but
no.
if you wake up every single day purposeless, it's going to be hard to find
Mundane.
that there's this
Drive.
thing, innate drive within human
Hmm.
beings that gets pulled out of you whenever you're in the deep shit, whenever you're trudging through mud, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about all the inspiring stories of soldiers at war,
Hmm.
samurais, fucking cowboys in the Wild West.
They were
The
passionate,
biggest
man.
heroes that we have ever heard of are all stories about this evolution, this climax, this crash, and then the climb back up, right?
Hmm.
The Odyssey just came out, right? I'm not going to spoil it, but we
Fucking
all
Matt
know the
Damon.
story of the Odyssey. You know, it's this great fucking warrior, Odysseus. They conquered Troy based on this gift they gave, you know, and like then from there, his ego brought him down this huge fucking rabbit hole where all of his men got killed and shit.
Yeah.
And then he met, well, at least in the movie, he makes a climb back up, right? In the
Yeah.
story, he's still an egotistical piece of shit, but like in the movie, it's a little bit different. But this climb, this great hero, life is narrative, life is story. We all write our own stories.
Yeah.
So you can either write it passively or you can act and feel like you are doing something worthwhile while you're here. Because it's just your story. No one else can see what you see.
Hmm.
Damn, sorry about that.
No, no, that was solid, man. And I think the passion's purpose, I mean, when you have a purpose, you're passionate about it. You're tend to be a bit more deliberate with your actions and deliberate with
Mhm.
your words, more deliberate with everything you do because you're passionate about it. You have that drive, you have like that want, that will to get after whatever it is that you're chasing. And like you said, it doesn't have to be bodybuilding. It could be school, it could be going back out to grad school to get that degree. It could be a number of things, but you have to find passion within it in order for it to truly resonate with you and for you to get the best results possible.
Absolutely.
And I think as bodybuilders and obviously in the bodybuilding space, we're all passionate about seeing our physiques continue to progress. So every single session, every single meal, every little bit that goes to progressing a physique, we're all so passionate about that we don't care what the outsiders or the public view or society thinks, whether we're being scoffed at or whether it's being shunned or looked at a certain way. We don't care because we have a drive and a passion and a purpose to go after and be better, each and every day. So I think I commend every word you just said, man. I mean that could be over some Machiavelli motivation shit right there.
For
So
real, dude.
that's good stuff, man. That's
Let's
good
start
stuff.
making our own motivational videos.
You've been doing it. Hey, shout out to WMD. You've been doing
Yeah,
it,
dude,
bro.
I straight up changed my content. I don't fucking care about views or anything. I'm done with it. I don't care. I mean,
Hmm.
fitness content's great to make, but man, like I feel like the biggest problem people have is psychologically nowadays. You can go on
Hmm.
ChatGPT and get a good program now. So it's
Oh
just like
yeah, yeah,
the more human you can be, the better off you'll be. You know, the more you can be
definitely.
psychologically strong, the better you'll be in any endeavor.
The more people that you resonate with, the more people that you show passion and care with, I think that goes a long way. It's all about building that
Exactly.
rapport and building that relationship with somebody rather than, just
Exactly.
X's and O's. We're all
Yes.
we're all X's and O's in the grand scheme of things. We're all just a number in the government's eyes, not to
Yeah,
get
for
not to
real.
get
A
too
tiny
political. But
speck in a
Whoa,
no, I
universe.
know,
A
I know.
tiny,
I just
hold on
opened up a
now.
door there. Let's shut the door. Door shut right back up. But
small
uh
fish in a gigantic ocean that is
yeah,
immeasurable.
yeah, yeah. So
All right.
all right, that was fucking good shit right there. Let's get to Tampa
Psychological
Pro.
podcast today.
Straight up, man. All right, boys. So this is the predictions. Let's go ahead and make it to where my screen's not all jacked up. I wanted to make this look a bit more pretty, but we only got us three. So let's do our predictions here. All right. So this is our list over on the left-hand side. Again, the big names being Nick Walker, Joe Palacios, James Hollingshead, Charles Griffin, Tim Budashine, Kennedy. We have a lot of great talent in here. Let's
Hmm.
go with Mr. Motivation because you're hyping me the hell up. Ayden, who do you have first place at the Tampa Pro?
Nick,
I think
Nick
that's going to be
Walker.
across the board. Matt, you same
Yep.
way?
Yeah,
Yep. Nick's going to be pretty hard to beat. No one's going to beat him, let's be real.
Nick's the
Um,
man.
Second place gets a little bit more interesting because we have Joe, we have James, we have Patrick Moore. We have a lot of different guys that we haven't seen as many updates of. So I think that giving our second through eighth really is going to be an interesting predictions here. But Ayden, who do you have in second place at the Tampa Pro?
James.
James.
Hmm.
What about you, Matt?
I'm gonna pick James as well.
I'm gonna go James.
I think that's a good answer.
I think James is he's really changing the narrative of his career this year,
Oh yeah.
and I think that this is going to be. I mean, I don't see him not making the Olympia. You know, I don't think it's going to be this show, obviously, because he's gonna come second to Nick. But if he continues to go on to like say the Texas, I think isn't there another show as well that
We're starting to come to the end. I can't remember exactly.
there's another one. I forget who whatever somebody mentioned a show that was kind of like a smaller show, but it would have been a qualifier for
Hmm.
this year that James should go do. And I think that whatever show it was, he would easily win. Um, and I mean that kind of goes for Texas the next week. You know, we have Tampa, then we have Texas. If James just goes ahead and flies on over to Texas from Florida and gets a qualification, I think that'd be in his best interest. I think that
Yeah.
he's definitely the one to beat,
As long as he's not beat up, and I think he should go to Texas for sure.
definitely. So that is the top two. Third place, Ayden, who you got?
This is where it gets tricky for me.
Let me know if you need to see any of these guys
Mm,
again.
mm, I mm, I'm gonna go Joe.
Joe?
Big Joe.
Okay. Matt,
I'm gonna go Joe as well.
I'm going to throw a curveball at you guys. I'm going to go Colossus Ken.
That's fair.
I think
I like Ken.
It's a
I just
bold move, but
I just think it's hard
I
to
can see it.
it's just hard to believe that this doesn't get any better from 5 weeks
Mhm.
ago, and this already is
Yeah.
is pretty impressive. Um, I think that his waist is tight. You have wide flaring lats. You can definitely see the improvements in the arms, the leg, like everywhere. He's gotten bigger. The one area that does give me a little concern, which we have not seen outside of like training clips, is the back. He's always
Mhm.
been a little bit shallower in the back. But I'm going to believe that he's done the necessary work to put on the size that he needs to really make that back jump to that next level. And I think that this will be the show where he really makes a statement here. Um, I don't necessarily. I'm going to be quite honest, and like this is just my opinion of where the sport's at with the shows remaining. I don't know if Ken's going to punch his ticket to the Olympia, but I
Yeah.
do think that he'll make a good statement for himself this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys can kind of see in the back, it's just shallow. It's not as dense. It doesn't have like that 3D pop that we're kind of looking for. If the lower
Yeah,
lats protruded a little bit more, if the lats were to sweep just a touch more, I think that this back double becomes a very different conversation.
agreed.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Ken third. Ayden, who you got in fourth?
I will go Ken now.
Okay. Matt.
This is lame. I'm gonna go Ken too.
So this is Wayne.
It's hard because all these guys are good, and like
Yeah,
the top 5 or 6, I would say, could be kind of interchangeable after Nick.
definitely.
I don't
I
disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree.
I'm gonna go Joe fourth. I think that Joe, the lack of physique updates, he's either gonna bring something crazy and it's gonna be like top two without a doubt, or I
Or it's
think
just dog shit.
or it's gonna slip. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know where he lies. I've seen him on podcasts. His face does have like the death face look.
Yeah,
But
which is a good sign.
I've seen nothing but his face though, like I've seen
Yeah,
there's no this is 4 minutes ago, so this is pretty live.
yeah,
This is I mean his face definitely shows it, but I haven't seen any physique updates, and until I see physique updates, it's really hard for me to place you anywhere higher than fourth place where I've seen other guys.
I get that.
Little forearm, I mean he's vascular, but
Yeah,
Just post the physique updates, dude.
I mean come on, man.
Just do
just
it.
one. Just
Quit
give
te
us one, dude.
quit teasing us, Big Joe.
Like you're not gonna hide anything now. It's right there.
I
No,
will
I
say like it better be good because like if you're because then it just kind of like I can understand and appreciate like if you think you're bringing like the best package you've ever brought and like you're talking like smack like you should be able to compare to Nick Walker, like
hmm
it adds to the hype that we haven't seen his physique. I can appreciate that.
I mean,
But
look
if
at
Yeah.
all these
it
podcasts, man.
but then if you show up and it's like kind of a meh, then it just makes you look a
Dumb.
Yeah, like
over the top.
if he comes fourth place here, this is the most hype I've seen for a fourth place finish at a low tier show I've ever like ever. I mean, this is we're talking 12, we're talking 15 podcasts that he's been on, and this isn't like
That's a
these are
lot.
hour long to 2 hour long podcasts, and I mean, we got no physique updates. It's just been a lot of talk. And I hate it, man. I hate it because I want to believe in Joe. I want to say that like he could be a top two guy. This could be a big year for him. He can make it to the O, but you got to walk the walk. And then until I see physique updates, I've seen James, I've seen Ken put in the work. I haven't even seen Joe post like YouTube training videos. So like it's hard for me to think he's gonna land anywhere else but fourth here. So
Yeah.
that is my top four. Ayden, who do you have in fifth place?
Patrick.
Patrick, okay.
I like what he's done this year, so I definitely think he deserves that top five spot for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt, who you got in fifth place?
I'm going Patrick as well.
Mm.
I'm going to, I like this guy, Dan Manson's.
I was gonna put him next,
He
fam.
looks good. Yeah.
I think that
He's got short arms.
he does. He does
Throws
have
me
some
off,
short arms.
dog.
He does have some short arms, but I do think that he's
Looks
got the
great.
taper, he's got the aesthetic flow. His legs are just big enough to be compared with those guys. Um, I think he even might have a little bit more dense of a back than what Ken had last year, and I don't know. I think that he'll be in a good spot. So I'm gonna put him fifth. Sixth place. Who you rolling with, Ayden? Oh, Aiden's gone.
He
Okay,
disappeared.
he did. Let's see if hang on. Let me see if I
What a
stop sharing him.
shame.
See if he's coming back. I wonder if his phone died.
That's a possibility for sure. It's happened
Oh,
before.
it has happened before, but he's quick as fuck with it. Whenever his
Oh
phone
yeah, it
did die,
was. It was
he
great.
was so fast with it. He's coming right back here. It says it's joining right now. Let's see. Well, in the meantime, we can go with you, Matt, so that way we can keep the flow going
Ah,
here. Aiden's
there's the
back too.
man.
Well, let's go ahead and give you the opportunity, Matt, to not copy Aiden's picks. Who you got in sixth place?
What's the name of the guy you just picked?
Dan Manson's. You going with
That's what
him?
it is. Yeah, Dan Manson six for sure.
Dan Manson's. Ayden, who you got in sixth place, brother?
Budasheim.
Budashine.
Oh,
Hmm.
I think his shape will be very difficult for him to overcome,
Yeah, I
but
agree.
he's
he's
he's always
big.
can I will give him this. He's always conditioned and he's always grainy and hard and pause, but I think that he'll be very, very good to be in this lineup, and I think his upper body mass will be very hard to overcome.
Yeah,
He's tall too, bro. Well, taller.
Yeah,
big ass
taller.
dude.
Yeah.
Man, look at that dude.
Yeah, I mean this
Looks like a
is
fucking video game character.
he really does.
Yeah, it's
Which
pretty
really every high level bodybuilder does. So
Right. Yeah, Tim Budashine in sixth. I'm gonna go with I don't know. They tagged this guy. We didn't cover him, but I don't see any physique updates. All sweats training, and that's no better than
nah.
Joe. So you will not get a good vote for me. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna go Charles Griffin.
yeah,
I
Hmm.
think that Charles, just the dense muscle that he has, especially in like the side chest, is we were kind of dogging on it a little bit ago, but I do think that he can do well in this bottom tier guys. I think he can knock off somebody like Patrick. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and put Patrick in seventh. Ayden, who you got in seventh place?
Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and take Charles now.
Charles. Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, who you
And then
got?
I'm gonna go ahead and say 8 too. Mine's gonna be Manson's for sure.
Manson's.
Manson.
Yeah.
Dan Manson's. All right. Matt, who you got in your seventh and eighth spots?
I'm going Charles and Tim.
You think Charles is going to beat Ken?
Tim.
Tim, gotcha.
Budesheim.
Oh, Ken's all the way up in fourth. Yeah. Good pick. Good pick. Budesheim. Great. And then I'm going to go with, I guess, Tim Budesheim in my eighth place. I really hope that I'm wrong. I hope that maybe he's flat in those updates. Because I find it hard to believe that because he's placed like top 3, top 4 consistently in a lot of these like lower tier shows, like a Tampa Pro. But seeing this lineup and seeing the updates that I have, I don't know. I don't like how the front double looked on him. I don't necessarily like how the legs looked all that much. So I'm gonna roll with him in eighth. But that is our Tampa
It's a
Pro
tough
prediction.
lineup.
It is. It really is. It's a stacked lineup. You have Nick Walker in first place across the board for us. James Hollingshead across the board for second. Ayden and Matt, you guys went with Joe, Ken, and Patrick as rounding out your top 5. I went with Ken, Joe, and Dan Manson's to round out my top 5. And then the bottom tier are all between Patrick, Tim Budesheim, and Charles Griffin. Except for Ayden, you have Dan Manson's down in eighth place.
Mr. Manson's.
Mr. Manson's.
I mean, for like a lower level show, this is like a pretty solid lineup, right?
It really is, yeah. Like if you saw, this type of line, especially with like a top guy like Nick, if Nick wasn't in this lineup, I think this is still an interesting show, to be quite frank with you guys. So
Yeah, I agree.
But all right, boys. What time is it right now? We got like 8 o'clock. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that kind of rounds out our cast. I want to thank both you guys for coming on. If you made it to this point in the podcast, go ahead and drop a like, comment, subscribe, and give us your top 3 for the Tampa Pro. Do you think that there's any chance that Nick Walker loses? Is it Joe's show to maybe come in and shake up the whole division? Or is this just a slam door shut for Nick to get his Olympia ticket to where he might be battling for the title this year? Please drop down below in the comment what you think. And as always, we always keep working, continue to get after your goals, push yourself, and put yourself in the best opportunity to win and to do you. So that's all I got, boys. Thank you guys
Do
so much for
hard
coming
things
on.
always, because
Well
why
said.
not?
Yes, sir. All right, boys. You have a wonderful night. Appreciate you guys, and we will be back next week.
Peace.
Peace.